Hello, welcome to LoLo Tarot. I'm so grateful that you are here joining me today. I'm hoping that all is well with you. This is going to be a collective reading, so we're just going to be tapping in and seeing what comes out. Please hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell to be notified every time I pop out. So without further ado, we're just going to start shuffling and getting into this energy. I feel like the collective's definitely moving into calmer waters and moving towards peace here. And kind of creating some kind of balance within their life to be able to manifest everything they desire and the reciprocity and just closing out these cycles in our lives so we can receive what we deserve. Let's see. Yeah, we have the Tower, the Two of Cups on the bottom, Five of Swords. So I basically feel like there was something that was built on an unstable foundation. Like, for an example, this could have been some kind of connection, friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it, that was built on dishonesty or was built on bad intentions, if that makes sense. Like, it's like there was something here that you thought was going to be like Ace of Swords. You thought was going to be something solid, stable, something that was going to create longevity, but it ended up being something a little bit short-lived. With the Ace of Swords, I feel like you realized the truth of the situation and you gained the clarity from Source, God, the universe, so you were able to know your worth with the Emperor and not settle for anything. Like, no matter what happens in your life, it should not shake who you think you are, and like it should not take your power away from you. So I feel like you gained the clarity that you needed to continue to stand in your power and take that intentional action towards where you're meant to go. 2, 3, 4 on the timer. And I feel like you're playing chess while other people are playing checkers. So you're playing for the long term and not for like the instant gratification games, while other people are just indulging in temporary pleasures that are not going to last very long. Let's see what else is the collective's energy. The Three of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Literally, like I'm saying, this is some kind of heartbreak. Six of Pentacles in the bottom of the deck. I just feel like you realized what you needed to do in this circumstance, and you win some and you lose some, and I just feel like you learned your lesson from this circumstance and you allowed, like, turn this pain into power. That's what I'm getting from this. Like, yes, you might have had your heart broken. Yes, you might have experienced some sort of grief, but at the end of the day, this is what fuels you. This is what, like, fuels your creativity, your passion, your drive. Like, 3, 4, 5 on the timer. I feel like you are some kind of alchemist energy, and people thought that they would be the source of your demise. But what they didn't realize is that they were actually pouring fuel to your fire. And so this just gives you more drive and motivation to push forward and to pull through and go after like your creative endeavors or whatever this passionate energy is for you. Like, it's literally your motivation. And with the Six of Pentacles on the bottom, I feel like you recognize that since you are a generous person, you deserve generosity back. That doesn't mean that you keep giving. That means you also deserve to be given to as well. And so I feel like you're now pouring back into yourself and giving into like your self-care, your self-love, and doing what makes you feel good instead of investing it into situations and circumstances or people who don't really deserve it. Let's see what else. I'm really liking this energy. We have the Sun, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Swords. Yeah. Let me get some water. So, with the Sun, I feel like you are now choosing your happiness. You now understand that your happiness, your needs, and your desires should be the first priority in your life. It doesn't matter what other people want from you. It matters what you need from yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you're really going after this happiness and this bliss and going where you feel free. You're not meant to feel confined. You're not meant to be confused. And so I feel like you are coming to this enlightenment of where you're meant to be and where you're meant to be investing your time. And like what contributes to your quality of life. Like if something is just, you know, messing with your mental health or messing with your quality of life, then it's just not meant to be in your life. Like you're not meant to self-sacrifice. You're not meant to self-sabotage. Like you want what's best for you. And so that's ultimately what this energy is. I feel like you are now finding this happiness and finding this happy place. The next card we have is the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like you are very patient with a circumstance, and I feel like you gave it a lot of time to bring you the results that you were looking for, 654 on the timer. But ultimately, I feel like you realized that you were the stability in the circumstance. And so now I feel like you are slowly but surely investing your time into different places where you will get that return on investment, where you will get that stability. So I feel like you're being very diligent in whatever direction you're going. Like you're going in the right direction now. But I feel like you kind of were not so much wasting your time. It was just like, it wasn't a wise investment of time, if that makes sense. Because there is no waste of time, you know? We have the Two of Swords. So the truth and the clarity that you realize is that this circumstance was keeping you blind and confined. Like it was like you were just so confused. You didn't really know what was going on. Like you felt like you couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you felt like you couldn't see like the results that you were looking for. And so I feel like the clarity that you gained has allowed you to make the right decision for you and not so much putting others' needs above your own. Like you realize, I'm not fulfilled in this circumstance, so I'm not going to keep doing this if nothing's changing, you know? But I feel like you allowed your intuition to guide you to where you were meant to go, and you'll always be guided to the right place as long as you follow your intuition. The bottom of the deck, the Knight of Swords and Justice. Basically, I feel like there were some energies that came in, people who might have ghosted you, people who were hot and cold, in and out, very inconsistent energy, kind of this avoidant attachment energy. These people came into your life because karma is being served with justice. And so they came in trying to cause confusion and trying to persuade you into allowing them into your energetic field so they could try to resist this karma that was coming for them. Because you gained the strength and inner resilience to pull through and focus on your own healing journey while they feel left out in the cold and neglected. There's a song that's coming to mind. Locked up, they won't let me out. They won't let me out. I don't know who that's by. Might be Akon. But literally, they feel locked up. They won't let them out. Like, and that's because of their own karma. That's what they earn. That's their lesson that they need to learn. And it's not your responsibility to help people with their karma. Let's see what else is the collective's energy. Eight of Cups, the World, literally. One more card. Three of Cups reversed. Knight of Wands on the bottom. So below the Three of Swords is the Eight of Cups. You had this heartbreak. You had 10-10 on the timer. You close out this cycle. You close out this cycle. You're done being hurt. You're done feeling grief. You're done feeling unheard, unseen. Like, you're done dealing with people who are purposefully harming you and like projecting their hurt onto you and their trauma onto you. And so you needed to walk away from these energies that no longer resonated with you. And if you look, there's one cup left with a flame in it, and that's your self-worth. The Ace of Cups, it has to do with self-worth. So you realized your worth. You realized what you do and don't deserve. And so you are making room for what's actually meant for you instead of putting yourself in harm's way. Because I feel like I feel like you knew this person was going to hurt you, or this circumstance, or this job, this people, place, or thing, you know? I feel like you knew that it wasn't aligned with you, but you still kind of gave it a chance to see if your intuition was wrong. But I feel like you realized that your intuition was right the whole time and that you were never meant to be in this circumstance. You did your job. You did what you had to do, and it's time for you to move on, you know? Next card, we have the World. So yeah, I feel like you finally close out this cycle, this repetitive cycle. Could be in like your connections, your relationships, like some kind of toxicity. Like you were just going through the same thing over and over and over again until you learned your lesson, until you learned your worth, until you learned like what you deserve. And with the Ace of Wands above this, I feel like you closing out this cycle is allowing you to level up, to glow up, to step the fuck up. Literally, like you are stepping the fuck up because you close out this cycle and you're turning this pain into fucking power. 12-12 on the timer, which has to do with letting go of connections, things that no longer serve you. It's like you are fueling from within, and you don't need to keep going through the same things to be able to be fueled from within. With the Three of Cups in reverse, I feel like you are dropping certain connections in your life. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be relationships, this could be some kind of community. Take it how it resonates, but I feel like you are letting go of these connections in your life so you can go towards your happiness. You're no longer surrounding yourself with people who dim your light. You're no longer surrounding yourself with people who don't support your success and your happiness. You're no longer surrounding yourself with people who are jealous and insecure, like feel insecure about you being happy and you having peace and you shining, yeah. Because insecurity turns into jealousy. And so insecurity and confidence will never survive around each other because jealousy gets in the way. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're dancing to the beat of your own drum right now. And it might not make sense to other people, but as long as it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You're in this very creative energy, tapping into this inspiration, you know, taking that action. But I also feel like you might have been dealing with people who were a little impulsive and like didn't really think before they did things. It was just like they did things and like ask for forgiveness later instead of asking for permission, stuff like that. There's a certain saying like that. You get what I mean. But let's clarify this energy out with another deck. What is the Tower? That's too many cards. The Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. What is the Tower? Yeah, the Nine of Cups. Hierophant on the bottom. Like I said before, I feel like this was a circumstance that you thought was going to be a wish fulfillment for you. You thought that this was going to be emotionally fulfilling for you. You thought that this was going to be everything that you've been trying to manifest, everything that you desire. I feel like you kind of had your rose-colored glasses on thinking that this was everything that you've been asking for, and you recognize that this is nothing like what you were thinking it was. I feel like you recognize that you are the wish fulfillment, and that what you saw in this circumstance was actually a reflection of you and how amazing you are. And the potential that you see in other people is not their potential. It's basically what you would do in their shoes. So that potential you see in people is the potential within you. With the Hierophant on the bottom, I think you thought that this was going to be the key to all your problems here. Like, you thought you were going to have some kind of commitment, some kind of, devotion. But ultimately, I feel like you recognize that you are the person that you've been searching for the whole time. Your love is what makes people so special. If you didn't love them so much, they wouldn't be that special. You know what I'm saying? What is the Ace of Swords? The Daughter of Swords. The Tower, the Four of Wands on the bottom. I feel like what you recognize is that in whatever circumstance this is, the other party needed to learn some things. There's still this student energy. Yes, we are all lifelong learners, but I'm telling you that this energy, this circumstance, needed to learn some things. I feel like they might have been some kind of mentee or student for you, like you taught them things or helped them heal, things like that. Like, they had some things that they still needed to learn and needed to like study and needed to explore. And so that's kind of like how the Tower came crumbling down, is because you recognize, like, the best way I can put it is literally they just have more things to learn. The Tower and the Four of Wands, and you thought you're getting stability and longevity, but really it was just not built on a stable foundation, And so now you're moving forward with the Chariot and charging ahead and not allowing anything to slow you down. What's the Three of Swords? The Magician. What am I telling you? What am I telling you? You're turning your pain into power. You're this alchemist energy. Yes, you were so hurt. Yes, your heart was broken. Yes, it was probably shattered into pieces, but it was all for your betterment. It was all happening for you, not to you. And so I feel like you're using this pain to manifest and to know your worth and know that you are deserving of all your desires, and that you needed to let go of whatever this was so you could get all your desires. And I feel like you're taking the lesson and moving on from that and not allowing it to, deter you off your path. What is the Ace of Wands? The Daughter of Cups. Daughter of Wands on the bottom, the Fool. So I feel like this passion and this creativity that's fueling from within you, like this power, this energy, is because you are now tapping into your inner child energy. You are now tapping into that creativity and not like limiting yourself. I feel like you are tapping into this innocent energy and allowing yourself to try new things and not just stay limited to what you've already done, and maybe going back to things that you've used to enjoy doing when you were younger. But I definitely feel like you're just tapping into this creative energy overall, and that's like what is fueling your passion here, and like what's giving you life force energy to continue to persevere and be determined. What is the Sun? Strength. Like I said before, you found the strength and inner resilience to go after your happiness and your bliss and not feel bad about it. Like, this is your journey, this is your life, and you should be living your life for you first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Like, A lot of people put their needs and their desires on the back burner for other people and being a people pleaser and doing what everyone else wants. But at the end of the day, this is your life. And if you're not happy, you need to gain the strength and inner resilience to go after your happiness and go after what makes you feel your best. We have the 5 of Cups on the bottom, and it's like you've experienced a lot of loss and disappointment in your life. And so it's about damn time that you do what's best for you. Because you deserve that. You deserve that. And this rose in his mouth makes me feel like, you know, I can buy myself flowers by Miley Cyrus. Like, you are buying yourself your own goddamn flowers. If nobody's going to choose you, the least you can do is choose your fucking self. Because then it doesn't matter if people choose you, because at least you chose yourself. We love this energy. What is the Knight of Pentacles? The 6 of Wands. Like I said, you are going slowly but surely, taking the steps in the right direction. Small steps forward are way better than big steps backwards. It doesn't matter so much the speed that you are going at, but it matters the direction you're going in. As long as you're going in the right direction, that's all that fucking matters. Because at the end of the day, you are going to succeed. And you are recognized, you are adored, and you are so loved. And you are literally, like, you've gone through this huge transformation here with the butterfly. You were cocooning for a little bit. You were healing, rejuvenating, resting. And now it's time for you to soar. It's time for you to show up and show out. And so that's what you're doing. You're being diligent and you are working hard because you had to walk away from these situations that no longer served you to make room for you to be able to invest your time and energy into something that's going to be worthwhile. Wow, this is a really powerful reading. I really like this. What's the 2 of Swords? 2 of Swords clarified by the 2 of Swords. 5 of Cups in the bottom, 2 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Basically, someone was like, this outside energy was trying to keep you confused. They were trying to get you to battle between your head and your heart, and for you to be at a stalemate, for you to be confused on what decision you need to make. So, for an example, you might have made a decision, I'm not going to let this person back into my life. No matter what they say, I'm not going to let them back into my life. But then they come in and they charm you, they say exactly what you want to hear because they're trying to confuse you, even though you internally made that decision, I don't want to be in their life and I don't want to associate with them. They were trying to use their, like, manipulate and abuse their power, trying to make you change your decision, trying to make you trying to make you ignore your intuition. And so I feel like the decision that you made was to block this energy out. And I feel like you might have been very indecisive about this decision, but ultimately you made the best decision for yourself and everyone involved. 5 of Cups on the bottom. And yeah, you might have like grieved whatever this was or felt the loss of this, or this could be another energy feeling the loss of you after you made your decision. Let's see what this 8 of Cups is. The 4 of Swords. Yep, you walked away from this energy or this circumstance, found yourself love, and realized it's time for you to heal. It's time for you to rest, rejuvenate, and lay this shit to rest. And if you notice, the Lamb has like this enlightenment in their third eye. And so you are finding this enlightenment and this clarity from you doing the internal work and giving yourself this time to heal instead of reopening the same wound. You know what I'm saying? On the bottom, Justice, because karma is being served. And you're receiving everything you deserve, and so is everybody else. And so it's time for you to heal and get away from energies that have bad karma so they can get the karma that they deserve. What is the World? The Wheel of Fortune. Exactly. You literally had to close out these repetitive cycles in your life because you're in a new karmic cycle. You learned your lessons. And so you're now in your receiving era where you're going to be receiving everything that you deserve. You already been through like the hardest part, to be honest. And your soul has learned those lessons that you've needed to learn so you can move on and be able to maintain everything that you gain in this new era in your life. So just know that abundance is your birthright, and like everything is coming in. Everything that you've been hoping for, everything that you've desired is coming in because you've learned the lessons, and you'll be able to maintain everything instead of like gaining everything that you've desired and not knowing what to do with it, you know? On the bottom, the Two of Wands. Yeah, you're in between worlds right now, in between your old world, in between your new world. You're not where you used to be, but you're not where you want to be yet. But enjoy the in-between and be proud of how far you've come. What is the Three of Cups reverse? The Empress. Divine feminine energy. Two of Wands still on the bottom of the deck. I feel like you are releasing these connections and things that are no longer aligned with you and people who do not support you, such as insecure people. Like that really does kill your vibe, to be honest. And so I feel like you don't chase, you attract. Like you are in this very creative energy. You're birthing new creations into being. You are nurturing, loving, and caring the things that you cherish. And so continue to be in this energy and not lower yourself down to other people's levels. You know, you will attract your tribe and people who align with you. But like I said before, you are in the in-betweens right now. But brighter days are definitely ahead. Let's get some clarifying cards with my Workulite Oracle. What is this collective energy? Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Literally, I feel like you're creating heaven on earth. Like you are in your own world. And that's the best way to be, honestly. And the fact of the matter is kind of like heaven and hell are state of minds. So if you are stuck in misery and thinking destructive thoughts, then you're going to be in literal fucking hell. But if you do the internal work and you do the shadow work to figure out like, why am I programmed this way? Why do I feel this way? Etc. Then you can create heaven on earth and you can create the life that you desire. But you actually have to put in the work for that. On the bottom, Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? And I feel like right now is the time for you to mother yourself and put your needs first. Like, what do you need? Ask yourself, what do you need from yourself? What else? Share your voice, come out the cave, persecution, expression. Yeah, right now is the time to open up your throat chakra, speak your truth, and stand up for yourself and others. It's time for you to feel heard and seen, and like what you have to say is so important. So you shouldn't allow anyone to silence you. People who want to silence you are just intimidated by your power, okay? On the bottom, the Great Gathering, it's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribe. So I feel like you're definitely going to be attracting your soul tribe, and the way you're going to do this is by expressing yourself authentically. How's your soul tribe going to find you if like you aren't being your true authentic self? You know what I'm saying? Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So you're definitely going through an awakening, and the collective ultimately is going through an awakening. So if you feel like you need to rest a little bit, then rest, but you're going to stop aligning with things that you used to align with, because that's what happens during awakenings. This could be substances, this can be jobs, friends, relationships. You're not going to resonate with the same things that you did before this awakening. So just be ready to clear things out, clear out the clutter, and start aligning your energy. On the bottom, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So just know that there is a divine plan and everything's happening in perfect divine timing, and we're not meant to understand everything. We're not meant to understand the details of everything. So just let things unfold as it should and have faith that it's unfolding exactly how it's supposed to. Let's get some Moonology cards. What is this collective energy? Nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Yeah, like I said, nothing is yet set in stone. So you're not meant to understand all the details. Everything's just going to come together as it's supposed to. But as long as you continue to take the steps in the right direction, that's literally all you can do. And as long as you have pure intentions, you'll always win. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to be so concerned about how things are going to unfold or anything like that, because it will happen exactly how it's supposed to. What else? Work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So I feel like the collective is kind of working through their fears of being heard and seen and speaking up and standing out and just speaking your opinion. And it's time that you do work through these fears, because everyone has fear. And you can feel that fear and do it anyways. You know, you don't have to allow that fear to keep you captive and keep you small and hold you in a box. And so it's time for you to speak up, even if you're scared, even if your voice shakes, still speak up. On the bottom, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. What am I telling you? You're going to have to communicate. You are going to have to communicate. Let's get one more card. Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So this is with awakening. Like I said, if you need to rest, then rest. Listen to your body. It's time for you to just take a breather. Okay, don't put so much pressure on yourself. You're going through an awakening, and so energetically, you are going to be going through it. So just listen to your body. Trust your body. Your body knows before your mind can even catch up. Bottom of the deck. A time for healing, balsamic moon. Literally, what am I talking about? It's time for you to heal. Take that time out to heal and do what makes you feel best, and just feed your soul right now. Let's get some last clarifying cards with my Rainbow Warrior Oracle deck. And we will get out of this reading. What is the collective energy? Yeah, we have freedom. I feel like the collective ultimately is just meant to feel free right now, and being free from whatever's been trying to confine you, feeling free from whatever's been weighing down on you, whatever's been burdening you. It's time for you to feel free and just do whatever makes you feel free. We also have early summer, so there's definitely some manifestations that are going to be coming in. Things are going to be coming to fruition, and there might be a significance with early summer. Like things might be picking up for you at that time, or something significant with that time. We have activation, so this is that awakening that you're going through. There's some kind of activation. You could be activating some kind of spiritual gifts, abilities, or your chakras are ultimately just activating. So just listen to your body and trust what it's telling you to do. On the bottom, we have crystals. So there's two meanings to this. Either you need to start using some crystals to help with your healing, and it's like reprogramming your computer basically, or you are communicating intuitively with other energies. Take it how it resonates. We have earth element. So it's time to stay in this earthy energy, this grounded, stable, reliable, supportive energy, and maybe connect with earth. We have healer on the bottom. It's time to focus on your own healing journey. And what makes you a healer is the fact that you can heal yourself, not the fact that you can heal others. So right now is the time to focus on you. We have radiance. It's time to radiate. Literally allow yourself to shine, and don't dim yourself for anyone. You are literally glowing from the inside out, and it's time for you to stand in this essence. You were born to be original and different. You were not born to be like everybody else. And we have guardian. It's time to thank whoever you believe in, source, God, your spirit team, the universe, because there's so many people that are protecting you and keeping you safe. So just know that you are safe, your friends, your family are all safe, and it's time for you to show love to the people who protect you in whatever way that means for you. On the bottom, we have life force energy, and I feel like you're fueling with life force energy right now, and it's time for you to focus that energy on yourself and not so much on pouring externally into other people, and not just allowing anyone to have access to your energy. But thank you so much for joining me in this reading. All information that you need for booking a personal reading, following my social media, joining me on Patreon, it will be linked down below, and I will see you next time.